I need to tell you this story because I'm losing my mind, and maybe if I say it out loud, it'll finally make sense. Or maybe you'll tell me I'm crazy for even asking this question. Either way, I need to get it out. She left after 12 years. 12 years. We started dating when we were 14. We grew up together. We learned how to be adults side by side. We shared everything: a home, a dog, dreams of marriage, dreams of kids. And now she's gone, finding herself with a 19-year-old guy, while I'm sitting in our empty apartment, wondering if she'll ever come back.
I know how this sounds. I know what you're probably thinking. Move on, she made her choice, you deserve better. I've heard it all, from friends, from family, even from my therapist. But here's the thing. When you spend 12 years with someone, when that person is literally your entire adult life, moving on isn't just hard. It feels impossible. So I'm asking, is there any hope she'll come back? Have any of you been through this and had your person realize they made a mistake? If you've got the time, let me tell you the whole story. Maybe you'll see something I'm missing. Maybe you'll give me the wake-up call I need. Or maybe you'll tell me to hold on just a little bit longer. I honestly don't know what I'm hoping for anymore. How it all started.
Let me start from the beginning so you understand just how deep this goes. We met when we were 14. 14. That's middle school. We were literally kids. We went through high school together, holding hands in the hallways, going to prom, planning our futures. We went to the same university. We got our first jobs around the same time. We moved into our first apartment together, an apartment owned by her parents. We adopted a dog. We built a life. Neither of us ever dated anyone else. This was it. Our first relationship. Our only relationship. And honestly, I thought that made us special. I thought it meant we were soulmates or something. We'd found each other so young and made it work all this time. While other couples were breaking up and getting back together and going through drama, we were solid. Or at least I thought we were.
About a year ago, I started thinking seriously about marriage. I was ready. I wanted to propose. I wanted to start the next chapter, get married, buy our own place, maybe start thinking about kids. But every time I brought it up, she'd say she wasn't ready yet. She said she felt like something was missing. She couldn't explain what, just that she didn't feel complete. I tried to be patient. I figured she just needed more time. But looking back now, I realized that was the beginning of the end. When everything changed. Last fall, she started a new job and met this coworker. He's 19, still a student. No real responsibilities, no bills, no pressure, nothing. Just living that carefree college life. At first, she said they were just friends. They'd grab lunch together, text about work stuff, normal coworker things. But I could feel something shifting. She was on her phone more. She was distant. When I tried to talk to her about us, about our future, she'd change the subject or say she was too tired. By March, she finally admitted she'd developed feelings for him. She swore it was just emotional. She said nothing physical had happened. She was crying, saying she didn't understand why she felt this way, that she still loved me, but something was pulling her toward him. I was devastated, but I tried to be understanding. I thought if I gave her space, if I showed her I could handle this maturely, she'd realize what we had was worth fighting for.
Then I found out the truth. They'd been physical since February, a month before she admitted the emotional part. She'd been sleeping with him while coming home to me, while we were still sharing a bed, still planning our future. When I confronted her, she broke down. She said she was confused, that she didn't know what she wanted, that she never meant to hurt me. But the damage was done. That's when we separated, or broke up. Honestly, I'm still not sure what to call it. She said she needed space to explore herself, that she'd never been alone, that she'd gone straight from her parents' house into a relationship with me, and never got to experience what everyone else does in their 20s, living alone, dating around, going to parties, being free. She said she loved me deeply, but felt like she was missing a part of life, and she needed to know what that felt like before she could commit to forever. Watching her live her best life,
Now here's the part that kills me. She's living her best life. Solo trips to the beach, music festivals, spa days, yoga classes, new outfits, Instagram stories of her smiling with friends, looking absolutely radiant. Everyone's telling her she looks amazing, that she's glowing, that she's never looked happier. And she is. She's in what I can only describe as her freedom era. She's doing all the things she said she missed out on. Meanwhile, I'm waking up at 3 a.m. with panic attacks. I'm having dreams about her with him. I'm walking around our apartment like a ghost, looking at all the things we bought together, all the memories we made, the couch we picked out, the photos on the wall, the dog that doesn't understand why she's not coming home. I try to be strong. I go to therapy. I work out. I see my friends. But inside, I'm falling apart.
And she's still seeing him. She calls it a situationship. Says it's not a real relationship, just casual, just figuring things out. But they're sleeping together. They're spending time together. And I'm supposed to just accept that the woman I was ready to marry is exploring her sexuality and freedom with a teenager, while I'm here trying to figure out how to breathe without her. The hope she keeps giving me. Here's where it gets complicated. She says she still sees a future for us. Not now, but someday. We had this long conversation a few weeks ago. Really emotional, really raw. She said she can imagine us dating again in the future. That if she figures herself out, and if we both feel it's right, maybe we could reconnect. But only if the timing is right. Only if it happens naturally. She doesn't want to promise anything. She doesn't want me to wait. But she also doesn't want to close the door completely.
So what am I supposed to do with that? I'm not her boyfriend anymore, but I'm not over her. And she's not really gone either. She still texts me sometimes, still asks about the dog, still wants updates about our shared stuff. We're planning for me to move out in September so she can move back into the apartment. And every time we talk, there's this tension, this unspoken thing between us. Like we both know we're not done, but we don't know how to go back. Part of me wants to burn everything down, delete her number, block her on everything, move across the country and start completely fresh. Part of me wants to run, to date other people, to prove to myself and to her that I can move on. But the biggest part of me just wants her to come home. I want her to text me and say she made a mistake, that she's done exploring, that she realizes what we had was real and rare and worth fighting for. The question's keeping me up at night.
This woman was my entire adult life. She held my hand during my first job interview. I held her when she cried about school stress. We decorated this apartment together, choosing every piece of furniture, every picture frame. We raised our dog from a puppy. We talked about baby names. We planned our wedding in our heads, down to the song we danced to. I was ready for all of it. She wasn't. And now she's out there being young and free with someone else. So I'm asking you, anyone who's reading this, anyone who's been through something similar, did your partner ever come back? How long does this freedom phase usually last before reality kicks in? Am I stupid for holding on to hope that she might realize we were the real thing? I know logically I can't wait forever. I know I need to move on eventually. But it's been 12 years. How do you just move on from 12 years?
Some people tell me to have faith, that if it's meant to be, she'll come back. Others tell me to cut her off completely, that she's just keeping me as a backup plan while she explores. My therapist says I need to focus on myself, on healing, on rediscovering who I am outside of this relationship. But how do I do that when I don't even know who I am without her? I've been with her since I was a kid. She's woven into every part of my identity. What I'm really afraid of.
You want to know what I'm really afraid of? It's not that she won't come back. I mean, that terrifies me, but there's something worse. I'm afraid that by the time she figures out what she wants, I'll have moved on. I'm afraid that I'll meet someone new, someone who's sure about me from the start, and then she'll come back, and I'll have to choose. Or worse, I'm afraid she will come back, we'll try again, and I'll never be able to forget what she did. That I'll never be able to trust her fully. That every time she's late coming home or on her phone, I'll wonder if she's talking to someone else.
But I'm also afraid of giving up too soon. What if this really is just a phase? What if in 6 months or a year, she realizes that what she's looking for was with me all along? Circle in my head every single day. Every time I see a couple holding hands. Every time I see something that reminds me of her. Every time I wake up alone. I'm trying to do everything right. I'm going to therapy every week. I'm working out 5 days a week. I'm journaling. I'm seeing friends even when I don't feel like it. I'm trying to build a life that doesn't revolve around her. But it's exhausting. It's exhausting pretending I'm okay when I'm not. It's exhausting being patient when what I really want to do is scream. It's exhausting waiting for someone who might never choose me again. The reality I'm trying to accept.
I know what I should do. I know I should cut contact completely. I know I should stop checking her social media. I know I should stop hoping every text is from her. I know I should start dating other people, not to replace her, but to remind myself that I'm worthy of being chosen. I know all of this logically, but emotionally, I'm nowhere near ready. The thought of being with someone else feels like betraying what we had. The thought of her being with someone else permanently makes me physically sick.
But here's what I'm slowly starting to realize. Even though it kills me to admit it, she chose to leave. She chose to be with someone else. She chose her freedom over our future. And no matter how much she says she still sees a possibility for us, her actions tell a different story. If she really wanted to be with me, she would be. If she really thought I was the one, she wouldn't need to explore other options. If our 12 years together were enough, she wouldn't be seeking validation from a 19-year-old. And maybe that's the hardest truth to swallow. I wasn't enough. Not because I did anything wrong, not because I wasn't a good partner, but because she needed something I couldn't give her. She needed freedom. She needed to be alone. She needed to experience life outside of us. And I couldn't give her that while being with her. So she had to leave. And maybe, just maybe, that means we're not meant to be. At least not right now. Maybe not ever. Where I go from here.
So where does that leave me? I'm 26 years old. I've been in one relationship my entire life. I don't know how to date. I don't know how to be single. I don't know who I am outside of being her boyfriend. And that's terrifying. But maybe that's also exactly what I need to figure out. Maybe I need to do what she's doing, just in a healthier way. Maybe I need to discover who I am when I'm not defined by someone else. I'm not there yet. I'm still holding on to hope, even though I know I probably shouldn't. I'm still checking my phone, still wondering if today's the day she texts and says she wants to come home. But I'm also starting to do things for myself. Small things. I'm reading books I always wanted to read. I'm learning to cook. I'm planning a trip with friends. I'm trying to build a life that's mine, not ours.
And maybe one day I'll wake up and realize I haven't thought about her in a week or a month. Maybe I'll meet someone new and realize that being chosen feels different than being someone's maybe. Maybe I'll look back on these 12 years with gratitude for what they taught me, instead of bitterness for how they ended. I'm not there yet, but I'm trying. That's all I can do. Try. One day at a time. 1 hour at a time. 1 breath at a time. To anyone going through this, if you're reading this and you're going through something similar, I want you to know you're not alone. I know it feels like you're the only person in the world who's ever felt this kind of pain. I know it feels like everyone else has moved on from their breakups easily while you're still stuck. I know it feels like you're being dramatic or weak for not being over it yet. But you're not. Losing someone you built your life around isn't just a breakup. It's a complete identity crisis. And that takes time to heal.
I don't have all the answers. I don't even know if I'm doing this right, but I'm trying to be patient with myself. I'm trying to accept that healing isn't linear. I'm trying to trust that even though I can't see it now, there's a version of me in the future who's okay, who's happy, who's whole. And maybe that version of me is with her. Or maybe that version of me has found someone even better. Or maybe that version of me has learned to be complete on his own. I don't know yet,
but I'm going to keep walking toward him, one painful step at a time. So, to answer my own question, will she come back? I don't know, but I'm starting to realize that maybe that's not the right question. Maybe the question should be, will I be okay either way? And I think, eventually, I will be. Not today, not tomorrow, but someday. And that's enough to keep going.
Thank you for reading this. Thank you for listening. If you have any advice, any similar stories, or any words of encouragement, please share them in the comments. I need all the support I can get right now. We all do.